puppet. I made a puppet of Salvador Dali, and I interviewed the puppet. You know, like one episode was body paint, one episode was balloon art, one episode was...
Red beans, white beans, some jello, jackfruit, some coconut strings. We put crushed ice milk, purple yam, flan, and ice cream on top, and then you mix it all together. It's a dessert slash drink.
Oh, nice.
Yeah.
And what are your hours?
We're open from 10:30 till 7:30.
Every day?
Monday through Saturday, and then Sunday we close at 4:30.
How nice, because I've been coming by here for years, and it always looks so delicious.
Yeah.
Thank you.
Thank you.
Here at Peace for the Streets. It's a great place.
PSKS, yes, Peace for the Streets. Like, what TV show is that?
It's called Public Interest Issues. It's on Seattle Scan TV.
Oh, that's nice.
And so, can you tell me a little about, what is the initials?
PSKS, Peace for the Streets by Kids from the Streets.
And we're the kids.
Yeah!
Representing the streets.
How nice.
And these are the streets of Seattle that we represent.
Thank you for being on my show.
Yeah, I'm actually kind of new to this program. I started accessing it recently within the last 3 months. Major differences I know is that a lot of the programs for street kids or street people, homeless youth, homeless people, is they're very age restrictive. A lot of these programs are based in certain communities, usually downtown, Capitol Hill, or University District, but most of them cut off at a rate at the ages of either 21, 23, or 25.
And what does this one do?
And this one isn't really age restrictive, it's more community based. It has different programs that have age limits on there, but it also has a drop-in to where if you're part of the community, if you're part of the area, if you're homeless or are formerly homeless and still kind of in a transitional area, you're welcome to stop in at the drop-in and see what resources they have available, whether it's actual program stuff or just like maybe a toothbrush, some clothes, a place to hang out. I've accessed it because I'm in the transitional period. I'm inside an apartment now, but I'm still kind of need some help getting some stuff done. I'm aged out of the regular programs that I was able to access while I was on the streets. Fortunately, I'm not on the streets anymore, so I don't need to access them. But at the time when I did, unfortunately, I was right on the cusp of being 25. So when I turned 26, I was no longer eligible for those programs. And I just really was kind of like, right when I was getting to know everything and all the ins and outs of the system that I was becoming familiar with, it was no longer available to me.
And this one is?
This one is, yeah.
It's open to everybody?
Yeah, for the most part.
Very nice.
Yeah.
Thank you for being on my show.
No problem.
And thank you for being on my show.
Call me the professor.
Thank you.
This is a key location. It's right between downtown and Capitol Hill. It's important to be this close to where people from Capitol Hill as well as downtown can come and find a place to access the resources that they have here, to find housing and food and clothing, and
is it open every night?
It's not open every night. It's only open on Monday from noon to 5 and Fridays on noon to 5. But people can come by and get a warm meal on Mondays and Fridays, and get socks, and toothbrushes, and the necessities that you need to keep warm and clean.
Very nice. Thank you. 300 volunteers?
Over 300 volunteers are hitting the streets tonight in the city of Seattle to count homeless people of all
That's
ages.
outstanding.
Isn't that great?
That's awesome.
How nice.
That is awesome. It's important to count these people.
I will.
When you're taking numbers to the bureaucrats,
Yeah.
to ask for funding for homeless people, because there's a lot of people that don't go to shelters, and it's important to have
homelessness
a
is
number to
up
bring to these
3% nationwide.
And the unemployment is
I
up.
read
Yeah.
in the Real Change paper today.
I think there's more homeless people than we really realize.
Yeah,
A lot more.
It's a big problem.
A lot more.
And we all need help.
And it's
well, right now,
It's a big problem and we all need help.
it is a big problem, and we do need help. And people need to understand that people aren't homeless by choice. People are homeless by circumstance.
That's totally
And
true.
until recently, I had a job.
Yeah.
And, you know, I lost my job, and hence I lost my place to stay. Now I can't afford to pay rent, and so now I'm looking for handouts to eat so I can go look for jobs during the day.
Yep. And that's important. We need to give each person a helping hand.
It's a crucial struggle.
It is.
It is.
It is.
679-9948.
Would you please call him? Carpentry? Sounds good.
So for a job,
That's
can you
right.
give me your number again?
679-9948.
And what's your name?
Sterling Yamas, and I'm a carpenter, residential mostly.
Nice. And would you like to give your name or not?
really into having a job.
Show called Public Interest Issues.
Okay.
Yeah. And Will has a show too. Yeah.
What's your show?
All Day Live and other shows like that.
Yeah. He works on 4 different shows.
Okay.
Yeah.
Wow.
So tell us a little about this wonderful project here and the event tonight. It's to count the homeless youth.
Yeah.
And it's really nice that you guys are open tonight and that you're participating in this. And so tell me a little about your position here.
Okay, well, my name is Jacqueline. I've been involved with PSKS for 11 years now. I came in here homeless, 15-year-old drug addict, heroin addict, and just kind of fell in love with the difference of PSKS. It's a lot different than a lot of other homeless agencies I've been to, because we're advocacy-based. We're not just, you know, come eat and then leave and see you later, hope everything goes well for you. We used to, I mean, we still do. We go in, we talk to legislators and senators about homeless issues, try and get laws passed and changed to benefit the homeless and make life easier, because life on the streets is difficult enough as it is. You know, a lot of other agencies, if I went in there, they would just, you know, call the police on me for being a runaway. And here they contacted my parents, they got to know my parents, understood where I was coming from, why I wasn't living at home, and just kind of worked with me on a whole different level. And so about 4 years ago, I went to treatment, got off the streets, had a daughter, and started working here in October 2008. And I am now the Step Beyond case manager and events coordinator, so I help coordinate this. And my Step Beyond group is a group for people who have recently gotten off the streets, and it's like a support group for them.
And how do people get a hold of that in case they need that?
Well, all of our programs are listed in our brochure. They're easily accessible by the web, as well as like word of mouth from different agencies that they go to. They hear about us. We do outreach to let people know about our different programs and what we offer.
And if people need help, they can just come over here on Monday or Friday?
Mondays and Fridays, noon to 5 are open hours. And the reason we're doing this is because every year the city of Seattle goes out, they count people sleeping in doorways.
We have a one-night count for, as part of the King County Coalition to End Homelessness and a few other organizations, PSKS, some other youth organizations. Every year there is an annual one-night count. They count all the homeless living on the streets, whether in cars, under bridges.
See, that's why we do this, is because
Exactly.
the
It's
city of
very
Seattle,
hard to peg down how
they
many
go out and they count people sleeping in doorways, they count people sleeping in cars, but they don't get a really good count because they have to guess, they can't wake people up. So they just kind of guess how many people are sleeping in cars and how many and what their ages and sexes, and you know. So like in doorways, you just see a body covered up, you know. So they're like, okay, that's one person, probably the age 18, probably, you know, female or male. Like they don't get a very accurate count, and they can't go under bridges and they can't go in abandoned buildings because it's trespassing. And that's where a lot of people sleep because they want to stay out of sight from the police, so they sleep, you know, under bridges or in abandoned buildings. So we decided to host a one-night count where people could come and be counted who sleep in those places that are inaccessible by the counters due to trespassing laws. So it's been very successful. The first year we did it, we had about 87 people that wouldn't have been counted otherwise. And it's really important to get as accurate as a count as possible because that's how the city gives out money, you know, for the homeless. And so we wanted to make the count as accurate as possible, which is what started this 9 years ago.
So it's been going on for 9 years?
Yes, this is our 9th year.
And then, would you like to say anything else?
I really have very little to say. Jacqueline's pretty much put
terrific.
the nail on the head.
She's pretty terrific. Yeah, yeah. And do you also work here?
No,
volunteer?
I volunteer from time to time, but I'm mostly an older client who's passed on in years for the programs. but still like to help out where I can, and they still help me out where they can.
And he's a core member. We have core members who are people who come into the agency for 3 months and they go above and beyond just eating and leaving. They go to outside community meetings on homeless issues. They help clean the center, help police the center, and then they get voted into our core membership and they get voting rights in the agency. We don't like to have a hierarchy. Elaine started this 15 years ago with a group of kids, and Elaine Simons, and psks.org. And her motto is that she would not make decisions for homeless kids without their direct input, because who better knows what homeless people need than homeless people themselves. So she would have a core group of people that would come with her to meetings, and she would not make decisions without them. And that's where our core membership came into play. And so they vote on issues having to do with PSKS. They go to meetings for us and with us, and volunteer and
Suggest.
and so yeah.
Very nice.
And
So it's
we
a
don't-
community activity.
Yeah,
And everybody participates, and they're all equally
It's a
involved.
self-governed community center.
Yep.
And we're basically the last youth center on Capitol Hill, with the possible exception of down on Denny. But basically everyone is gone.
And
We've filled up the gaps where we've been needed, and we've never been not needed.
The nice thing about PSKS is there's so many shelters and agencies that have a lot of barriers, and PSKS tries to keep as little barriers as possible. We allow dogs into our center. Hold on. Okay, sorry, can you guys come over here for this one sec? We allow all ages, except for a few programs. Some of our programs, due to funding, are age restricted, but we try to keep as little age limits as possible. We've got, like our open hours, Monday and Friday, is all ages. And the reason we do that is because we want little barriers. You know, sometimes we have a couple who, like, where the female's like, 24 and the male's 21, and in a lot of other agencies with, 21 and under, they can't come in together, so that person might not come in at all. So we want as little limits as possible, and then when they come in here, if there is an age-restricted program, as long as we let their partner in, we might be able to get at least one of them into one of our programs, or like case management and things like that.
And do they have, so they get food and they get clothes if they need it, and they get resources. Do they get help on showers and living places? And
We are a very grassroots agency. We have a very little budget. We don't have a hygiene facility here. We're working on a capital campaign to try and get our own center so that we can have a shower and washer and dryer. But for right now, we just can give referrals to places that can help them with that. We meet their basic needs with food, clothes, referrals to shelters if they're interested, and then we have our case manager who can help with a number of different things once they're enrolled in the case management program with things like housing, and we try our best to get all basic needs met.
And do you guys make phone calls for them in there to
We do.
set
We
up
make phone
appointments?
calls. The case manager, if you're in the case management program, she'll help you with legal stuff. If you need, we've had people who've needed help in court and things like that, and we go and speak on behalf of them. And we have we have a school program for 21 and under for high school completion.
For the GED preparation classes?
GED, we're still kind of butting that out. We're working on a GED program. And then there's the support group that I run, and that's no age at all. You just have to be housed. And
when do they come in for that, the support group?
Well, I
you
have a wait list right now at the moment because it's a really popular group. But yeah, it's just they come in, and if they have housing, they can talk to me, and I'll tell them about Step Beyond if they're interested in signing up, and I'll put them on a wait list. And then we have just our open hours, and we have a women's group. And then we do different, things throughout the year. We do a Winter Fest where we have a big holiday dinner and give out gifts, and we just do different things throughout the year.
Very nice. So you're always trying to think of what these kids that are homeless might need.
Yeah.
And this is a resource.
One of the things that came up about homelessness was the homeless kids wanted to have better interaction with the police, so we did a donut dialogue, which was a luncheon between cops and homeless kids. And we've done several of these now, and they're very, very beneficial for everyone. By the end of it, cops were giving homeless kids hugs and and at the time I was homeless when we did these donut dialogues, and there was this one cop who harassed me constantly, and after she heard where I was coming from, why I was out there, she just gave me such an easier time, and would actually come up and talk to me, not just, to run my name. She would actually come up and have a conversation with me, see how I was doing, see if I needed anything. So they've been very, very beneficial for everyone.
And so you guys talk about the different things that people need, and then you try to put a program together that's going to utilize what the kids are saying and what they need.
Yeah.
I like that donut program.
Yeah, it's very popular. And then we like to try and come up with programs and then find the funding for it. We don't like to follow the money. We're not going to, see a grant and then go, we can create a program for that. We want to have a program in place first, something that the people themselves want, and then come up with the program and then find the funding for it. So, and then due to budget right now, we had one staff that had to quit, and we had to absorb the.
Just to be sure, what's your name again?
My name's Jacqueline Mellon.
And then how can they get a hold of you?
PSKS.org has my email address, as well as PSKS's info, its phone number, and all that. Yeah. And then, so we had one program that kind of, dissolved a little bit due to funding. We're trying to bring it back, which is our employment program. But we like to have at least 50% of the staff be formerly homeless or street involved. So, like, I was homeless for on and off for 8 years. And then the gentleman who, Garth, our past employee, he was homeless for several years too. So
and then you can really identify with the problems that the kids will have.
Yeah, and then we have a LEAP internship where we hire a homeless person to work at the center for 3 months, and that way they have it on their resume and get some skills, job skills. So
very nice. Yep. You guys do a remarkable amount of things.
Yeah, we want to start doing more with animals, because animals are a huge part of the homeless community, and we think it's unfair that a shelter would, not let people in due to an animal, and so we want to work on getting more involved with animals.
Thank you very much. Thanks for being on my show.
Thank you.
That's really sweet.
Thank you very much.
Thank you.
Let's go this way. Great.
You guys, we like you guys. You guys too. Like all y'all. There's no room, no space to rent in this town. You're out of love. The reason that you have a cure is traffic still. You're moving away, thought you found a place. Take you out of this place, someone you could get. It's your fault, babe.
Notorious Dan the Man. I've been here since 1972. PSKS has really been good to me and all the other people that are my friends. And I recommend anybody needs any services, this is the place to start your life and get help. We ain't gonna turn you away. Get up, just don't sit there. Get up, make the phone call, come on down here. Ask for Dallas, ask for Elaine, ask for Dan the Man, ask for Jacqueline. Anybody else is important. Everyone's important. I can't remember their names. We'll get back to them later. I don't want to make this long story short. I'd like to tell you that we have good food, we have computers, we have knowledge. We can go to Olympia and voice our voices to what we find right and wrong. Come on down if you're hungry. We won't turn you away. Come check out the hours on the front door.
How nice. You guys do a lot of wonderful, wonderful work. You're helping.
They do a lot of good work. There's a lot of good work that I've turned down. And I'm pouting. And I should do more for PSKS and represent.
And you go down to Olympia, and you say how much this program is important.
Well, I went down to Olympia to tackle issues like, wasteful spending, contracts that have got money tied up in them, and people are not punctuating them, and creating work first. opportunities, and this is money that we can free up to make these other contracts that we have voted this following year, which is today. And
it does a lot of help.
Tackling wasteful spending doesn't help, because not only that, it frees up some of the other money that other services need.
Nice. Thank you for being on my show.
I'm camera shy,
but this was important.
This is very important.
Thank you.
Dan.
Yeah.
Dan Brown.
Yeah.
Been here since 1972. Mr. Moses Lane, next door neighbor up there in Washington. Pretty close to Spokane. But back here in Seattle, this place over here, PSKS. Your what? And come on down here and get some services.
Yeah. Yeah.
They have everything from computers, good food, knowledge, and services.
As well, and people start coming for pre-count coffee about that same time. And as you can see, all of the different teams have where they meet, and we greet people, and coffee and some granola bars to go, and then people go out and count, come back starting about 3:30, and we serve breakfast to about 450 people.
And the mayor.
Oh, the mayor is supposed to be here, the department heads from, I think, the Office of Housing, the Human Service Department, lots and lots of elected officials will be here. I think there's some folks from county. The first Mike is counting either in Ballard or Auburn, I don't remember which one. So he won't be at this center. We have 10 different centers.
Sure.
So.
Yeah.
A&M Cafe every other Thursday.
You look at this right here. Okay. Anyway, where's the next game here?
We play here every other Thursday night. Yep. And then we're playing out at a casino in Sequim this weekend.
Are you? You ever play in Healy's up in Everett? That's a classic place.
Is it?
Oh yeah, it's a great place. Really, one of the best.
Haley's?
Haley's, right downtown. Well, we're going to see her every Thursday, hopefully, and I hope everybody else is listening. They hope to see her.
Well, thanks for coming out for a homeless count.
Yeah. J&M, right here.
Yep.
Yeah, and I'm one of the oldest homeless counts in Seattle. My name is Emmanuel. I was adopted at 3 months old, and I'm 53 right now. I'm one of the oldest 3 people from here to San Francisco. I've been here when all this stuff got started, you know what I'm saying?
Okay.
Everything, I mean, for about 35 years.
Thank you. Thanks for coming out tonight.
Thank you very much.
J&M. Janet.
This is.
Yeah,
the drag racers. Maybe they may be homeless.
You're going to do the bus count.
I'm going to do the bus count, people.
And what does it entail?
Entails looking for homeless people who ride Metro buses all evening long, such as rolling motel rooms, and that's what we're in search of tonight.
Yeah. Now, what buses go all night long?
There's the bus out to Federal Way. There's the bus out to East Side, which is the 280, and hopefully I will have enough time to get up there and do my filming.
Okay, now you're going to be back here at 5?
Around 5.
And then it's the breakfast that serves 500 people here.
Yes,
easy.
And you want to talk to Allison Eisinger? She's in there right now.
She looks tall.
No, short.
Are we good?
You're here tonight for this count.
That's correct.
Very nice. So, have you done this before?
No, it's the first time.
Isn't this exciting to be here in the middle of the night down in Pioneer Square?
I'm excited.
And you're under the viaduct. You're making history.
It's something that is needed, and being that the census didn't get more than 3 days from what I heard, it's nice that there's extra going on so that resources can get out to the homeless.
Nice. And we're going to film him rushing up. Now look at all these people. They're wide awake right now. They're all bundled up and they're ready to go out. Hi. You're going out somewhere? Oh wow, where are you going out to?
We're going out to the north end of Seattle, so we're along Aurora.
And how did you find out about this?
You know, I volunteer at a shelter, and I've done it for the past 5 years, and so the one night count is something that comes up every year because we use the statistics for education, so yeah.
I never knew about it, and I'm a TV producer.
Oh, wow.
So it's really amazing that everybody's so wide awake right now. They're so wide awake and ready to go out and walk around.
Yeah.
I'm just inspired.
Well, good. I'm glad you're here.
Thanks for being on my show.
Yeah, for sure.
Thank you.
Yeah.
Now that's another happy woman walking around, and she's going to be going everywhere in the middle of the night. So this is fascinating. And here they are, all sorts of people. Yes, you wouldn't believe it. It's 1:30 in the morning. All these people are wide awake. It's just amazing. Now here's Will. He's getting me a cup of coffee.
I am. What would
and
you
he's
like in
getting
it?
a cup of coffee for himself.
What would you like in it?
I'll just take it black.